Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're going to continue on with our 40 position tool post holders. We've got the blocks all roughed out, as you can see, with the holes drilled for the tool bits, and now we're going to build the bridge assembly. My hope is to build these 3 per block. I've got the blocks all roughed out there, and my intent is to build these basically with only holding the piece in the vise once and cutting each 3 out of the bar, drilling all the holes, and then parting them off. And hope I can do this quickly without changing tools too many times. But we'll get set up and we'll give this a try. Hopefully it works out. Stay with me, please. Thanks. Well, the first thing we're going to do, we're gonna cut out this notch here, and we'll go from there. Just bringing you back on the last operation, the last pass on the 10th operation, which is cutting the check. We'll just run this pass and we'll go on to the next one. This is the checker machine right in here. This little space here. Material's machining real nice, as it always is with aluminum. Much nicer to look at this steel. So from there we'll clean up what we got there on the table, and we'll set up for the next operation. Bring you back then. So what we're doing now is we've set up the boring bar, and we're boring this little relief in here. There's a little bit of a relief that cuts in the back side. I can just show you where we'll relieve for that where the spline is basically. So this will basically will have some relief on the back side. I'm just doing the final pass, and we'll just show you how it runs. Sometimes when you start the milling machine, it only happens every once in a while. The belt doesn't quite fit in the groove, I don't think, and it makes that funny noise. But it only happens about once every month or so, and it just happened to happen now. So this is the final pass that will give the relief, and we'll cut all 6 of these. This is the 3rd one, and then we'll go on to the next operation. We'll pick you up a little bit later. So this is what the part looks like currently. We're going to cut some notches in it, drill some holes, and then split it up, and hopefully we'll have 6 finished parts when we're done all these operations. Should be pretty interesting. Stay tuned. So we're back in the shop. We're part 2 of making these bridge assemblies for the 40 position tool holders, and I've already gone ahead and gone into the next operation and cut basically, as you can see, the slots in the top of these bridges, and that's what I'm going to do right now on the milling machine on the other set. And we'll just show you how we got that set up, and we're just using coordinates basically off the drawing, and it seems to be working really good and fairly quick. So we'll set up and we'll give it a go. We're just taking the final pass of this first cut, and then we'll move on to the next coordinate, and we'll continue to cut our way down the piece. We'll do 3 in one direction with the end mill set at 0 on this end, and then we'll reset it and cut the other ones with the end mill on the other side of the 0 line to get to the other side. pass of it. Looks really good. Cutting really well. So now we're just going to take our mill, and we're going to, of course, I'm not going to take full depth cut because that would be not very well, would it? 4, 5.5, and then we'll move the coordinate to the next coordinate, which is we'll cut at 270, 3 inch 27 or 277. .772. So we'll go beyond that a little bit, and then the final pass we'll cut the side to clean it up, and we'll bring it back when we got a couple more of these done and we start cutting the other sides. So now I've set my cutter up on the other side of the 0 line. I'll use my coordinates from my drawing, and I'll make my first cut at 695, and we'll cut the other side of that bridge assembly, and then we'll just move along to each one of these steps, and then we can move on to the next operation. I'll bring you back when these are all cut. So I've just finished making all 6 passes through the piece of the block of aluminum there, and with the three bridge assemblies. And once they clean up, they basically clean up looking something similar to this. And then we'll drill some counterbores. We'll drill some counterbores up in these areas on either side, and then we'll part them off this way. And we'll of course drill and tap on the top of the bridge for the adjusting screw. And we'll come back for that maybe tomorrow. Hey, we're back in the shop and working on our 40 position tool holder bridges, bridge adjusters, I guess I call them. Got these blanks cut out basically, that are 3 of them all attached together. So our plan next is to drill some counterbores. We'll drill them here, and then here and here, all the way across. Obviously, drill our holes for our adjusters, and I think I'm gonna cut some chamfers on some of this stuff, soften the edges a little bit, and then we're gonna eventually flip it over, and we're gonna part them off with a basically a 3/16 at the end mill, split them off. But that's the plan for right now. I don't know how much we'll get done, but we'll give it a go. We'll be back in a bit when we're all set up. Well, I'm back on the setup here. I've basically just dropped the bar with the three holders or 3 bridge assemblies all joined together still in the vise, and now we're just going to pick up all the points across there, going from hole to hole basically. We'll drill all 6 holes on both pieces. One tool set up. We'll go back in and we'll get the end mill, and we'll just counterbore them the proper size, same thing. Move across 6 of them, and we'll be done with that operation. It shouldn't take long at all. I'm just going to drill one here, and then I'll break away for a bit, and I'll bring you back when I'm finished them all. It makes it very easy with the digital I have on the other side here to pick up each point, and just pretty accurate method of doing it. And each hole should be exactly where it needs to be. So when I split them and drill the block to the matching holes, it should be no problem at all. So I'll just go through these holes, and I'll bring you back when I'm counterboring. So now we're just going to go in and pick up all 6 of them holes, and we're going to counterbore them to a depth of 260 thou, which will just basically give the socket head screw enough basically be flush with the surface or a little bit below. So pretty straightforward. I'm just going to move from one hole to the next, and then we'll come back and show you what the results are when we're finished all 12 of them. Thanks. As you can see, we got all the drilling and counterboring done, and they're actually starting to look like a part that I want it to look like. So we'll next we'll drill the holes in the tops here for the adjusters, and then we'll put a couple chamfers on, and then we'll take the 316 end mill and split them down here. So that should be interesting. See how that goes, and but we'll bring you back maybe when we're splitting them. As you can see, we're back. These are the parts before they're going to be parted off. They turned out really well. I was using the just a 1/4 inch by 90-degree router bit to cut the V grooves, and it worked rather well. I was surprised, but they're carbide and it's soft. So, but we'll set up next, and we'll take these parts and we'll just part them down through here on both these positions, and then the parts will be pretty well finished, other than cleaning them up a little bit. I'll bring you back when I'm all set up. So we're back. We've got the setup here, parting these pieces off. As you see, I've already parted down through one. Just taking some very light cuts. I realize that there's 3 contact points in the vise, and all things being equal, hopefully we got enough grip, but we'll just take it easy, part down through there, and let's see how it turns out. Now we'll just move the vise a little bit left and right to clean up the sides of the piece, and everything should be good. We'll just pop them out and have a good look and see how they turned out. I think they turned out all right. I'll take you, just put you on pause there and set up the camera somewhere else. As you can see, I've got the three parts parted off now. They turned out really well. Here's a fully assembled one before I parted it. I gotta say, this using a quick AutoCAD drawing with some coordinates, it saved a lot of time in machining time and in setup. I probably in total with the drawing on the machine, I'm guessing about 3 hours, maybe somewhere around there to make the 6 pieces. So I thought that's pretty good. I'll bring you back when we get when we get the assembly all put together and some screws in it, and we'll have a full set of 6 completed tool holders, and then hopefully put them to use soon on the lathe. I've got 7 already, so this will make 13. I want to make 8 more, and then we'll have a full collection of not too much tool changing after that. Anyways, thanks for watching, and probably in a couple days we'll see you again.